Tonight at 6, the rising cases aren't the only numbers that have people across the tri-state worried. Courts are bracing for a flurry of evictions. This comes as that extra unemployment benefit runs dry. Reporter Tyler Druin has a look at everything this could do to the tri-state.
I only get $782 a month to live off of because all I get is SSI, and I get $194 a month in food stamps. I got a gallon Ziploc baggie of medicine, and now I'm trying to find a place to live off $782 a month, and that's very difficult to do.
Evansville resident Dave Hipkin has been renting for years after living nearly 2 decades on the streets. The disabled man is now staying with a friend after he recently moved from a home he was renting in the tri-state.
It's a mess, and we're going through hard times right now. People don't have jobs. People like me are on a fixed income.
Hipkin says he spent months going back and forth with his previous landlord regarding his tenant rights. The man, not knowing what to do, voluntarily moved out with just dollars in his pocket. And like renters, landlords still owe the banks their monthly payment. Evan Manship has about 24 rental properties scattered throughout Indiana.
For every 1 unit of help that landlords have received from the state, the federal government, banks, whatever, there have been 10, 20, 30 units of help that are in favor of the tenants.
According to a survey conducted by ApartmentList.com, they've concluded that 1 out of every 5 landlords will not be able to afford their mortgage payment this August.
When a tenant has an obligation to pay rent to a landlord, 9 times out of 10, that landlord has an obligation to pay the bank. According
to Prosperity Indiana, a statewide organization working to strengthen our Hoosier communities, nearly 260,000 Indiana renters will be affected by the COVID-19 housing crisis. Evansville attorney Jonathan Danks represents clients who say they've fallen victim to the pandemic.
Governor Holcomb signed an executive order that protects Indiana renters from evictions through August 5th. Congress is looking at protecting all renters nationwide, potentially through the first of the year.
If the eviction moratorium is extended, analysts predict massive defaults on property loans, meaning cities will take a huge loss in property tax revenue, impacting the funding we receive for our community infrastructures and schools, ultimately inflating the rental market as landlords pass the buck to the consumer.
Higher rents, multiple months in security deposits, you name it. I mean, just different ways that the investor can protect themselves.
In Evansville, Tyler Druin, 44 News.
A tough position for everyone. Thank you, Tyler.